let's go into the Lakers unveiling the new statue for Kobe Bryant on 2/8/24. Obviously, those numbers are very significant to Kobe and his legacy. But before I further talk about this statue, there is more news about the Nets and this recent trade coming in. Thaddeus Young is also going to be included in the trade package with Dennis Schroeder to go to the Nets in exchange for Spencer Dinwiddie. I'm very surprised that they gave Spencer Dinwiddie that much value, especially grabbing someone like Thaddeus Young. I personally like this pickup. We will definitely get a lot more defense and a lot from Thaddeus Young, and we'll also have a great center in the rotation for when Claxton is. The Nets will have a great rotation for Claxton when he does get subbed out. So that's the update on the trades as of right now. I'm currently going to refresh Twitter just in case I missed anything before I go into this segment real quick. And so far, there has been no news from trades yet, obviously, because that is going to change. So I can go ahead and talk about the Kobe Bryant getting a statue. He joins players like MJ, Shaq, Dirk, Magic, Larry, Wilt, and Kareem, and Bill Russell as players that get a statue in front of their in front of the arena. On this day, 2/8/24. Obviously, these numbers are symbolic to Kobe and his legacy. 2 symbolizes his daughter, who tragically died in the helicopter crash with him on January 26, 2020. Rest in peace. 8 was Kobe's first number when he joined the Lakers for 10 years, and 24 was the last number that he wore in the second half of his career for the last 10 years with the Lakers, and they were both 10 years respectively. Kobe is one of the game's greatest scorers, as well as one of the league's most inspirational players that we've ever seen. Players like Devin Booker, Jason Tatum, and Kyrie Irving tried modeling their game after Kobe Bryant, and they really seek guidance from him when he was alive. Again, rest in peace to the late, great Kobe Bryant. He's my favorite player to ever play basketball. Yes, I am a Kobe fan, and I'm a LeBron fan. Despite that, even though I am a Kobe fan, I am not delusional, and I don't think that Kobe is better than LeBron, because there's nobody that's better than LeBron, but Kobe is still top 3 in my opinion. And a lot of people are going to disagree with that, but that's my opinion. But he was the whole reason why I started watching basketball. And there aren't many people who are this iconic. I mean, when I was growing up as a child, everybody, when they were throwing out garbage, they would just scream, "Kobe!" every single time. He's that iconic. Not to mention the ridiculous stories that NBA athletes constantly share about playing with Kobe Bryant. And here's one of them. That recently was brought up, given how he's getting a statue. So when Kobe tore his Achilles and was asked if he wanted to get carted off, he reportedly said, quote, "F Paul Pierce," end quote. And Paul Pierce was notoriously carted off in Game 1 in 2008 because he allegedly got hurt at the time. But after a few minutes of that and him in the locker room, he was back like nothing was the matter. He later confessed to the media in 2019 that he just needed to use the bathroom, which is honestly very pathetic. But Mamba mentality, I'm going to talk a little bit about Mamba mentality and keep refreshing Twitter so that I could stay updated on all of these trades that are coming in. But his dedication to the game and everything that he's done in his life is an aspect of his character that cannot be replicated in today's NBA. And in fact, it really can't be replicated in today's society if you think about it. He's always tried to be the best he could be. And he would literally set his alarm for 3:30 just to go to the gym. Just to name a few of his accomplishments as an NBA player, he infamously scored 81 points in 2006 against the Toronto Raptors, outscored the entire Mavericks team in the third for 3 quarters in 2005, and in the very last game of his career, he dropped 60 points to eliminate the Jazz from playoff contention. He's done so much for the Lakers organization and for the world of basketball and for the world in general. And unfortunately, it's not called the classic Staples Center Arena, but I digress. History still lives on despite the name change. And tonight in this game, the Lakers are actually going to wear their famous Mamba jerseys on this day to honor Kobe Bryant. So I guess I should go a little bit deeper in exactly what Mamba mentality is. I'm sure everyone here knows it, but just for the few people that might not know what Mamba mentality is, but it's essentially the mentality of trying to be the best you can be. The literal term of Mamba mentality, if you Google it, means best version of yourself. So for Kobe, he wakes up, basketball. He eats, basketball. He sleeps, basketball. Always trying to be the best. He dedicates every single aspect of his life into improving his game. Not a single moment of his career was wasted doing extra things that could potentially hurt his career. Always stayed on the grind. Allen Iverson would say things like, "I'm going to the club after the game." Meanwhile, Kobe would say, "I'm going to the gym after a big game." Always trying to improve and always trying to be better. That was the most integral piece to Mamba mentality. And this could not only be applied for basketball, but for everybody in everyday life. Like, for example, like I could be applied to myself. Like while I'm doing this podcast and this show, I'm constantly trying to find ways to improve, constantly trying to find ways to get better and improve my content and also improve my speaking abilities. I've been in touch with a lot of these professors that specialize in communications with every student. And anyone that can give me pointers, I listen and I try to adapt. I always ask questions, similar to how Kobe would always ask questions whenever he could. And that's what Mamba mentality is. Because when it's all said and done, you don't want to look back on all that you did and think, man, I could have done more. Like, if I would have done this, I could have done way more. But just looking at Twitter just to make sure no recent trades have happened. And nope, nothing right now. Still talking about the Thaddeus Young trade. And, the Raptors are also we're also giving away Dennis Smith Jr. in exchange for Dennis Schroeder and Thaddeus Young. So this trade is starting to look a little bit more even than I thought it was going to be. But back to Mamba mentality, this could be applied with everyone. And you guys know how much I cannot stand Ben Simmons, but imagine how much better he would be if he had the same mentality as Kobe Bryant. Kobe, in an interview, was talking about what he thought Ben Simmons' ceiling would be. First thing he said was that he needed a jump shot. Obviously, Ben Simmons did not listen to him, and look at what happened. Now, Ben Simmons is one of the most disliked players in the league, and he's going to end up retiring thinking to himself, man, imagine if I had a jump shot. What could I have done in the league if I had a jump shot? And he just recently in a press conference said he felt he would be much more valuable in the starting lineup. Well, if you can't shoot and you're not trying to get better, you are not getting into the starting lineup. That I can tell you. And just imagine how much better he would be for the Brooklyn Nets and for my Brooklyn Nets if he would have just made a jump shot. This same mentality and this Mamba mentality is what elevated LeBron and D. Wade into the elite status that they are today and one of the most well-respected legends in this game. When Kobe spent time on Team USA with LeBron and Dwayne Wade in 2008, everybody on Team USA was stunned by Kobe's work ethic. This was in the documentary. You can watch it on Netflix called The Redeem Team because the Team USA was struggling because the world was catching up in basketball, and because of that, the previous Team USA team actually only won third place in basketball. That was seen as very disappointing coming from Team USA, seeing how dominant we usually are in basketball. But once Kobe Bryant came, he brought a whole new mentality into that locker room, and he helped elevate LeBron and D. Wade into the players that they are. It was so inspirational that LeBron and D. Wade were watching Kobe working out at 3:30, and they were like, hang on a minute, we should be working out with him at 3:30. And eventually, everybody was in the gym at 3 o'clock trying to get some work in along with Kobe Bryant. He set the tone. That mentality set the tone for that Team USA. And it elevated the team. And that's why Kobe has not lost a single game for Team USA because of that leadership and because of that mentality. When you see someone next to you outworking you, the way Kobe was outworking you, it would make you completely rethink everything. Like, you've been doing this whole entire thing wrong. That's what Kobe would make people think when they were approaching this game. And Melo, in the Redeem Team documentary, was the only player who wasn't waking up at 3:30. He actually said in a quote, "I wasn't waking up at 3:30. That's too early," end quote. And at that moment in that documentary, I realized what separated Melo from LeBron and D Wade. That time on Team USA was when LeBron and Wade made that jump from being great to being elite. And they completely entered a different playing field compared to Melo. Wade won a title before his time on Team USA, so maybe other people's opinions, like he was already elite, but personally, I don't think so. I think he made that big jump when he was on Team USA. Kobe's been an inspiration for the entire league, and I was really looking forward to seeing his daughter in the WNBA as well. I feel like she would have been such a great player, such a great aspect for the league, but unfortunately, life happens. And just looking at Twitter before I cut off for this break, and as of right now, no teams have really made any other moves yet. So with that, I'm going to take a short break, and we will be back for the third segment, where I talk about some of the best matchups that are happening for tonight, as well as continuing to update everybody on these trades and the full trade details. So I will be right back after this short break.